Oh boy, was I too early about the ANC apology, the ANC delegate that went to Zim, which took a lift from the South African Army private jet with the Minister of Defense off to Zim. I gave them apology scorecard of 7 out of 10, and now I have to take that apology back. They came back. After coming back from Zim, there is talk that most folks who went over there, they are flouting the COVID-19 regulations and policies in terms of being in isolation for the number of days that are required for the isolation. And now the ANC government playing the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, and the complainant themselves. They've absolved themselves for taking the flight. So there's a report which went to the members of parliament, the parliament members of the ANC, that says that the minister did nothing wrong. Everything is above board. The reason why the minister went over there. And so now, remember the ANC delegate had said that they will pay for the flight, the amount of flight. Obviously, they'll compensate the government. That'll be the amount, I guess, of fuel for flying over to Zim and so forth. And when you check how much, just a quick search of how much that flight cost, it says it's about $40 million. And the calculations of the fuel is about 800,000 rands in terms of return. So it's close to 1 million. But that's not the ANC problem. Remember, the ANC has cash flow problems. Like I said repeatedly, that they had problems in paying their staff during December holidays on time, as well as this year around June they were having problems in terms of paying their staff. And now they've lost a court case where they are supposed to pay about 114 million rands to this marketing company which did banners for them. And in the court they said no, they're not obligated to pay for those banners because the money was not consented for by the Treasurer General of the ANC, Paul Mashatile. And but then they lost the case. Now they're going to pay over 115 million rands plus interest. So I guess the Zim money, it's not even their bigger problem. But what are the fruits of the journey that they went to Zim for? Remember, they went twice. I don't know what mode of transport did they use when they were going there first, when they were kicked out by the Zim government to say, hey, listen, man, your presentation is like a disrespect to us. We need like you, maybe your top 6 to come over and talk to us. Then hop into the plane, came back, and what did they achieve? The Zim government were like, hey, man, stop treating us like we are the 10th province of South Africa. Okay? An article here, allafrica.com, titled Zimbabwe. Rein in your talkative officials, says ZANU-PF to ANC. So basically, they are not even happy because the ANC said that, hey, now that we've spoken to you as ZANU-PF, we're going to come back and talk to members of the opposition party. And ZANU-PF doesn't want the ANC to do that. A quote here: the Politburo also encourages the ANC to rein in on its errant elements. You are communicating unfairly on our nation, contrary to what was agreed and endorsed by the two parties in the communique, he said. So, and yet here, Lindiwe Zulu also said that, sort of a vague statement, because she purported to say that they're going to Zim for the 3rd time in order to meet other members of the ZANU-PF, whereas ZANU-PF says, nah, you are already saying that you're also going to meet the opposition party in the end, which is something that we have not agreed upon. And further to that, This is just a list of the delegate that went to Zim from the ANC. Obviously, in that plane, it included Minister of Social Development Lindiwe Zulu, ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule, NEC member Nomvulo Mukonyani, Tony Engeni, ANC Head of Economic Transformation Enoch Godongwana, ANC spokesperson Dagota Lekwete. Dagota Lekwete is a gentleman who first said that there's no need for us to apologize. There's an emergency in Zim, so we have to attend to that, And then later on, the ANC made a U-turn and started apologizing. I guess they slapped him on the wrist and say, relax, we have to apologize. And there's also the ANC Gwede Mantashe in that list of people who flew to Zim on SNDF plane with the Minister of Defense Noziviwe Mapisa Ngagula, okay, who's been exonerated. And now the DA says, hey, we remember that the President Cyril Ramaphosa said that he wanted a communication from the Minister of Defense as to the reason why they gave leave to the ANC delegates to Zim. And so the report is back, and now all of a sudden it's not been released. So now the DA they're saying, hey man, we're going to court. We're going to make sure that we get the details of the report to be shared with us. Okay? So it's a little hilarious. Every time when the ANC dilly-dally and goes back and forth with their internal struggle, because you can see this delegate as well, it's split in two. And the Ramaphosa faction has few members over there. So you can imagine the message probably was not coherent. So you have those who always applied the quiet diplomacy in Zim whenever there are difficulties in that country, and those who want to be a little bit firm against what's happening in there, but then they never come to a conclusion because of such differences that they're having. So it's a little funny. So see what's going to be happening, especially when the ANC said that they're going to pay the government some money. We don't know how that's going to be done, how transparent that's going to be done. Like I said, even the money that the ANC delegates to Zim, which is going to pay to the ANC government, it's a little amount of money compared to what they are supposed to be paying now. Losing a case from a marketing company which had done posters and all of that for the ANC campaign, that 115 million plus interest. So it just continues with mixed messages from the party. It's a shame. The ANC is just imploding within, and they don't have a coherent message. And now we're also having an issue which is continuing. Remember the saying, you cannot be guilty, you are innocent until proven guilty, okay? Versus the ANC saying that if somebody has a whiff, have a little smell of corruption or fraud or graft, and their cases is in court, they are to just automatically step down from the position that they are having pending the result of court cases, and then they will get back to their position when they're vindicated, or maybe never come back if they are found guilty of such act. Things are unraveling now. Most of the political folks in the ANC, most of the officials now, and the list is growing, are saying, no, we're not going to step down. The member of parliament, Mr. Bongo, also wrote a letter to the Integrity Commission saying, hey, listen, I'm innocent until proven otherwise. I need you to explain to me in a pointed form as to what am I guilty of, because I'm not going to step down. If I step down, this is going to be a precedent that whenever a person has been accused of anything, then they have to be quickly have to be dismissed from the political party, so they're crying a double standard. It's something that Ace Makashilo also was insisting after the last ANC and NEC meeting, when they were given a feedback to the nation via the web. The president was saying we had a very fruitful conference, fruitful meeting, and we want to get rid of corruption and fraud, and we want our leadership or ANC officials to step up and say, I'm stepping aside if there's corruption, fraud, allegations and cases opened up against us. And then when Ace Makashulu speaks, and he would say, we respect the law, we are a party that respect the law and the constitution, nobody has to be viewed or seem to be guilty unless proven otherwise. So all those two arguments that they had, which is split between the two factions, is playing itself out. There are a lot of members, about 6 members from Northwest Province also, who are refusing to step down, and other provinces they're also refusing to step down and saying, hey, I'm not guilty until proven guilty. And there are those who are now obviously step down, and they probably will have a change of mind. And there are reports also that the spokesperson to the president, Ramaphosa, Kusela Diko, also has written a letter to the investigative unit that's probing the PPE tender, and she's not cooperating. And remember, she immediately stepped aside. I guess it's one of those PR actions that were taken from the office of the presidency to say, hey, look, immediately people who are my underlings are now stepping aside to be investigated. And then as time goes by now, she's not cooperating, and we will see how long it will take for the spokesperson to go back and work, just like all other people whom the president said that they must give explanations for like a month or 2, and then after that they are back at work. And some of them, you find that their offsprings are involved in this PPE tender scandals, and it just continues without accountability. It's very funny what's happening. So that's just about it, and thanks for watching the Mamuji show, and I'm out.